Hi there. Good Thursday morning. Millions waking up to extreme summer weather this morning.
Dangerous wildfire smoke in the north and new flood fears down south. It is July 16th. This is Today. Air alert. Thick smoke from wildfires in Canada spreading far and fast, blanketing millions from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic, turning the skies in eerie orange and causing major air quality concerns. While in Texas, a new round of historic flooding leads to more rescues and evacuations.
This is a life-threatening weather event.
We're there live, and Al's got your full forecast. Addressing the nation, President Trump set to deliver a rare primetime speech tonight, expected to focus on election safety and integrity ahead of November's crucial midterms.
It's really, really big news, and our country has to shape up.
We're live at the White House. Still surging, that major stomach bug outbreak getting worse. Thousands of potential cases now being investigated across the country. This morning, everything you need to know to stay safe. Back in the spotlight. A new documentary out today on the infamous Scott Peterson case, claiming to have scientific evidence that suggests the convicted killer is innocent. We'll have your first look and the reaction from Lacey Peterson's family. Those stories, plus epic stars.
My dad is coming home.
Tom Holland and Anne Hathaway live in Studio 1A before the Odyssey's much anticipated release. And stunning comeback. Argentina pulling off a dramatic win against England to reach the World Cup final. A battle of the ages against Spain, now set with Lionel Messi facing off against the young superstar he met and blessed as a baby. The unbelievable story behind this picture today, Thursday, July 16th, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to Today. So glad you're starting your Thursday off with us. Another amazing comeback for Argentina.
I mean, here we go. Now the World Cup final is set for Sunday. They will take on Spain, giving their fans a heart attack. And look at this. It's gone viral all over again. Yes, take a look. It's Lionel Messi, 20 years old, bathing baby Lamine Yamal from Spain's team. I don't know what happened in that meeting.
Apparently the kids' parents, they won some sort of raffle or there was some sort of auction, won a contest, and they got to take a picture with Messi. We don't know why that was the picture.
Or why they were bathing. Maybe that's like the transference of soccer power.
Maybe.
By water. It's like a weird soccer baptism. Yeah.
Yes. So we'll dig into that in a few minutes.
Seemed to work. All right, let's start with the extreme weather. Dangerous wildfire smoke blanketing cities across the country this morning. Take a look. This is sunrise, if you can tell, here in New York this morning. A lot of haze from those Canadian fires. Still a big issue here in the Northeast.
In fact, nearly 120 million are under air quality alerts, stretching from the upper Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic and here in the Northeast.
It comes amid more brutal heat from coast to coast. Some 50 million across the U.S. under heat alerts today. More record highs expected.
Meanwhile, it was another night of dangerous flash flooding in Texas. Days of torrential rain triggering life-threatening conditions there. There was even a tornado touching down on a busy highway. We've got it all covered for you. We'll start with those hazy skies and NBC's Stephanie Gosk here in New York. Steph, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning. You can see the visibility is bad. This is only going to get worse over the course of the day. Right now, the air quality index is at 156. The forecast is that it's going up to 200. And that's not just unhealthy for small children and people with underlying conditions like asthma. That's unhealthy for everyone.
This morning, dangerous smoke from raging Canadian wildfires blanketing parts of the country from the Great Lakes to the Northeast. More than 100 wildfires are burning out of control in Canada, scorching millions of acres and prompting mass evacuations. Satellite images showing just how far the smoke is spreading.
This has gotten a little scary.
This dramatic video shows a freight train in Ontario surrounded by flames, with the crew desperately requesting emergency assistance.
Okay, y'all need to hurry up here. Like, seriously, we're encased in flames now.
A spokesperson for the rail company telling NBC News the crew was safely evacuated and operations have been temporarily suspended. The Toronto skyline glowing an orange hue on Wednesday. Winds pushing the heavy smoke beyond the Canadian border into the U.S., turning skies orange from Boston to upstate New York. One passenger capturing this plane taking off from Syracuse, flying into rapidly darkening skies. The smoke creating low visibility on Michigan's historic Mackinac Bridge and forcing this person to wipe ash off the hood of their car, while New York's Statue of Liberty hidden in a thick haze of smog. Millions of Americans now under air quality alerts from Minnesota to Massachusetts.
If you are feeling any effects from this, I would advise you to stay indoors.
It comes amid a summer heat dome blistering a large swath of the country, with rising temps posing a threat to 46 million people. The nation's capital expected to top 100 degrees today, with real field temperatures pushing past a sweltering 104.
The temperatures are actually going to stay a bit lower in the places where there are lots of smoke, but that is not good news because health officials still want people, as this gets worse and worse over the course of the day, to stay inside. The safest place is indoors with air conditioning. But here in New York City, they're saying if you do have to go out, consider a mask. They're going to be handing these out all day long, Craig.
All right, Steph Costa, you can already tell it's hazy behind you and above you. Thanks, Steph.
All right, another weather concern this morning is the flooding. New watches in effect for millions, including parts of Texas, still coping with the days-long impact of intense rain there. NBC's Ryan Chandler joins us again from flood-ravaged Uvalde this morning. Ryan, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. The city of Uvalde is walled off by water this morning. The Leona River exploding overnight, overwhelming neighborhood streets and this main highway here. Roads are impassable here. We're also following an extremely concerning situation playing out at this hour along the Guadalupe River near Kerrville. I want to read directly from the National Weather Service, who tells us just in the last few minutes, a large and deadly flood wave is moving down the Guadalupe River, which they say is expected to reach a crest similar to those July 4th, 2025 catastrophic floods. So many people from here to the hill country worried they may not have a home to return to this morning.
This morning, Texans slammed with even more rain. Intense downpours fueling paralyzing flood emergencies. Parts of the state soaked by more than a foot of rain in just 36 hours.
We are dealing with and responding to a flood that is likely going to break records in Texas history.
All of that water flooding rivers and roads, sweeping away vehicles and forcing evacuations.
So I was trying to wait, but they told us to move out.
The rising waters also threatening wildlife on massive ranches.
We have deer struggling in the water. They're getting washed away.
Officials say they've already had to make dozens of rescues, like this brave kid wearing goggles and a snorkel, high-fiving a Texas game warden.
This is a life-threatening weather event. I don't want to mince words about how serious this situation is.
Some communities enveloped by floodwaters, forcing Texas state troopers to evacuate trapped residents by helicopter.
How many people have been rescued by the air?
As of today, I was told about 12 today.
Oh, no. The same storm system producing a tornado in San Antonio, sending debris flying in the air and leaving streets littered with trees. Part of the roof of this apartment complex ripped away.
The building started shaking everything.
As of this morning, no deaths have been reported. A silver lining under dark skies as communities brace for more.
It was a very long night of tornado warnings and flash flood emergencies all around this massive region. And right now we're tracking new reports of water rescues in the Texas Hill Country as the National Weather Service warns the Guadalupe River reached 32 feet in just 4 hours overnight. Savannah.
So
Craig.
scary. All right, Ryan, thank you.
All right, we're talking about flooding. We're talking about the heat alerts. We're talking about the air quality here in the Northeast as well. It's been a busy week for you, Al.
I tell you guys, and it's not done yet. In fact, let's start in Texas, where we just saw from Ryan. You can see we've got a flash flood emergency right now in Kerrville. There are helicopter rooftop rescues going on even as we speak. 11 million people flooding. Also in the Southwest, in Arizona, we've got flash flood watches for monsoonal moisture. So what's going to happen right now? We've got this high-risk, catastrophic flooding occurring right now, and we're going to have to just continue to monitor this as the morning goes through. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain in parts of Arizona, but locally another 5 inches or more for parts of Texas. So this is an ongoing emergency. Now, the heat alerts, as you can see from yesterday, 24 hours ago, we've seen a little bit of a lessening of all those heat advisories, heat warnings. Just 46 million people at risk right now. A few record highs going to be in the mid-Atlantic states. The heat continues back through the plains. Heat indexes, not as bad as they were yesterday. But Rapid City, you're going to be at 100 degrees air temperature. Upper 90s to low 90s from Nashville, Chicago. Tomorrow, New York City, 89 degrees. That's going to feel cooler. And one of the reasons why we're seeing these temperatures held down, it's because of, unfortunately, all this smoke. But it's also that double-edged sword, because those wildfire smokes, look at the unhealthy to very unhealthy conditions all the way around the Great Lakes. In fact, right now, you can see 447. That's Mount Pleasant. That is dangerous air quality, and it's going to continue today. We've got right now from Duluth to Minneapolis all the way to New York, 117 million people under air quality alerts, and that smoke continues from Minnesota to Virginia for another 24 hours, and then hopefully this front comes through and starts to clear things out. But until then, guys, we have a lot going on that is not going to resolve itself for at least 24 hours. Back to you.
All right, Al, thank you. President Trump will deliver a rare primetime speech to the nation later tonight, expected to talk again about the 2020 election that he lost. NBC's senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez has more on that. Gabe, good morning.
Savannah, good morning. The White House has notably sidestepped questions about the president's planned address tonight, which is scheduled to begin at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But with less than 4 months to go until the critical midterms, he's expected to put the issue of election security front and center.
President Trump set to deliver a rare primetime address to the nation tonight. A source familiar with the speech says it will focus in part on election integrity and some of his administration's findings regarding the 2020 election.
It doesn't get bigger, because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country.
The courts, election experts, and even some members of Trump's cabinet during his first term have repeatedly stressed there was no widespread voter fraud. But in a tense Senate confirmation hearing Wednesday, the president's pick for Director of National Intelligence, Jay Clayton, repeatedly danced around questions about that election, refusing to directly acknowledge Joe Biden won.
Do you deny that Joe Biden won the 2020 election?
Senator, I'm not an election denier. Joe Biden was certified as the president of the United States.
Who won the 2020 election?
I'm not going to do this with you.
The president also making a sudden reversal on immigration enforcement, scrapping plans to temporarily suspend traffic stops following the fatal ICE shootings of 2 men in Texas and Maine. The president writing on social media, "We cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools." A senior DHS official tells NBC News ICE leaders were surprised by the president's announcement. The nation's borders are now saying he doesn't think the Homeland Security Secretary ever wanted to end the traffic stops permanently.
He wanted to do a short-term pause just to make sure that the agents out there on these operations have the vehicle stop training.
Officials also say neither of the men who were killed were ICE's intended target, and that the officers involved were not wearing body cameras.
We'd like to see more aggressive action on the part of the Congress to protect the lives of people across this country.
Elected officials are now pressing for answers on why agents did not have those body cameras since Congress set aside billions of dollars in funding for ICE. DHS says that body cameras have been deployed to more than half of field offices and the rest are expected to receive theirs in less than 60 days, Savannah.
Another subject, Gabe, while I have you, at the Defense Department, a new announcement on mandatory screening for U.S. troops. What more do you know?
Yeah, Savannah. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says that the Pentagon will now screen soldiers 30 and older for testosterone deficiency as part of their annual health assessment. If the medical team recommends treatment, he says the service member could choose to receive testosterone replacement therapy. The Defense Department declined to say whether there would be estrogen screenings for female service members. Savannah.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you.
Well, let's stay in Washington right now because the confirmation hearing continues today for President Trump's pick for Attorney General Todd Blanche. And it opened with Todd Blanche facing tough questions from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. NBC's senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson joins us with this story. Hallie, good morning.
Hey, Craig, good morning to you. And the question for Todd Blanche this morning, did he do enough to get the support of all the Republicans in that committee room? And his answers on everything from the handling of the Epstein case to the so-called anti-weaponization fund to how loyal he feels to President Trump. But this morning, at least one GOP senator is undecided, and just one GOP no vote in this committee could be enough to spell trouble for the now acting Attorney General.
Todd Blanche on the Capitol Hill hot seat with a very narrow path to becoming the next Attorney General. The confirmation hearing spotlighting his close ties to President Trump.
You've chosen Trump over truth.
Blanche telling lawmakers he is not a yes man for the president. One of the more memorable moments, this apparent slip of the tongue.
Are you and President Trump friends?
I'm his lawyer, was his lawyer, and now I'm the Deputy Attorney General.
The acting AG no longer serves as the president's personal attorney. But for Democrats, that may do little to alleviate concerns Blanche will use the DOJ to help the president carry out political revenge.
What happened to the prosecutor people had respect for?
I am still here.
One potentially pivotal Republican senator still undecided. John Cornyn with pointed questions about why Blanche signed off on a controversial IRS settlement and initially agreed to a $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund.
The weaponization fund is dead.
But Blanche acknowledging that's not in writing.
I think people were operating under the impression that somehow the weaponization fund was gone, when I think pretty plainly, based on his own testimony, it still could be revived.
Also in the room, nearly a dozen Jeffrey Epstein abuse survivors, furious about how the Justice Department handled the release of the Epstein files.
To the
Will
victims
you
of crime.
apologize to them for the mishandling and mistakes that were made by the United States Department of Justice?
I will absolutely say that any mistake that we made should not have been made.
Now, the family of one of Epstein's most prominent accusers, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, telling us they've lost faith in this DOJ.
The highest level of government for the Department of Justice is showing us that they don't truly care about survivors. Nothing got answered today. It was just the show.
And on the Epstein case, we are also hearing from Vice President Vance, who's telling Joe Rogan now that he believes the administration mishandled the messaging, saying, in his words, we absolutely screwed up the comms of the Epstein files. We just did. As for Blanche, we will know his future when the Judiciary Committee votes, likely in just a couple of weeks. Craig?
Our senior Washington correspondent, Hallie Jackson. Hallie, thank you.
Plenty of that. Remember Pete Breen? He's the one who chose that song. He has a reason, though. It's 7:30. That song topped the Spotify rap list for a lot of parents over the years. But Carson, this could be coming to an end. You know, where, like, your kid's algorithm ruins your Spotify rap?
Yes, it does. It is coming to an end because a new feature that they have is going to help us adults finally regain control over Spotify.
Long overdue.
We'll have a little bit more on that coming up.
You know what? Every world problem can't be solved, but I'm glad they're addressing that one.
I did not listen to a lot of Gracie Abrams and Taylor Swift last year, but according to Spotify, I did.
Okay, well, I did. Yeah. All right.
First, though, we've got a busy half hour ahead. We're going to start with a fresh look into the Scott Peterson case.
Yeah, a new documentary revisiting his trial, delving into what it says are unexplored angles that support Peterson's long-standing claim of innocence.
NBC's Liz Courts joins us now with more on this. Liz, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning to you. Well, this A&E documentary focuses on the work of the LA Innocence Project, which has been helping Peterson in his quest for a new trial. The special is notably sympathetic to the now 53-year-old convicted murderer, saying prosecutors may have had tunnel vision when they zeroed in on him as their prime suspect.
Police say Peterson killed his pregnant wife, Lacey, then dumped her body in the San Francisco Bay.
This morning, an exclusive look at A&E's new documentary that examines alternative theories and evidence in the notorious case of Scott Peterson, who is currently serving a life sentence without parole for the 2004 murders of his wife, Lacey, and their unborn child, Connor.
There is new science that suggests that Scott Peterson is innocent.
In the two-part doc, host Chris Pixley retraces Peterson's steps the day Lacey disappeared, raising questions about the integrity of the investigation and exploring the LA Innocence Project's claims the prosecution's case against Scott Peterson doesn't add up.
And the Berkeley Marina, where Scott launched from, is to my left. And of course, the Los Angeles Innocence Project believes that all of the new scientific evidence points here to the Albany Bulb as a possible place where Lacey's body would have been placed in the water in order to wind up where she was found at Point Isabel.
The doc also looks into handwritten notes allegedly penned by Lacey that suggest she was aware Peterson had purchased the fishing boat prosecutors say he used to dump her body, and that it wasn't a secret like the state alleged. The special also revisits the theory that Lacey's murder could have been connected to a burglary at the house across the street from their home, saying police dismissed potentially key witnesses too quickly.
There's so many witnesses who claim to have seen Lacey when she was supposed to have already been murdered.
I knew that's the same woman that I seen walking the dog.
But one of the lead detectives who worked the original case says those witnesses weren't seen as credible.
None of these people knew Lacey before this, and all these names were presented to the defense. They could have been called as witnesses.
This morning, Lacey Peterson's family also speaking out, her mother telling People there is no new evidence.
And Scott Peterson still faces an uphill battle in his attempts to get a new trial. In May, a judge rejected all of the claims brought by the LA Innocence Project, a move the district attorney's office in Modesto has applauded. And by the way, the doc comes out tonight and tomorrow, guys, on A&E.
All right, Liz Kurtzforce there in LA. Liz, thank you.
All right, still ahead this morning, a story you need to see if you're among the 2 million Americans who get GLP-1s through telehealth companies. We're going to shine a light on the growing number of overdoses tied to those popular weight loss drugs.
All right, but first, Vicky's here with some tips to stay safe as cases of that nasty foodborne illness continue to grow.
Hey, good morning, guys. We have new information about that cyclosporiasis outbreak that is now spread to 34 different states. I'm going to tell you what to consider avoiding, how to keep your family safe. That's next right here on Today.
We are back, 7:38, back with In Depth today. And this morning, that nasty foodborne parasite that's going around is causing all sorts of stomach issues.
Yeah, the CDC's confirmed more than 1,600 cases with more than 5,000 others being investigated. The illness now being reported in 34 states, with Michigan hit hardest so far.
NBC's Vicki Wynn joins us with a look at how you can protect yourself and your family. Vic, good morning. I guess that's, I think a lot of us were just like, can we just ignore this and hope that it goes away?
Right.
And it just feels like it's building.
It is building.
What do we need to know?
So of the 7,000 reported cases, the 1,600 confirmed, 141 people have been hospitalized for this cyclosporiasis outbreak. And now that it's in 34 states, we should be paying attention. And for context, every year the CDC usually only gets about 2,700 reports. So to be sitting on 7,000 over the course of 2 weeks, it's a significant uptick. Here's what you need to know. This is how you get it, through contaminated food or water. It's a tiny parasite, microscopic cyclospora, that causes it. And right now, the scary thing for folks is we don't know where it's coming from. It's not a certain farm, a certain food product that's been identified. But in Michigan, kind of the epicenter right now, they've got more than half the cases. The health officials there are pointing to bagged lettuce and bagged salad mixes. So they are telling people, go ahead and avoid it. Carson, are you saying this is why you don't eat salad?
Taco Tuesday on Tuesday, bagged lettuce. Yeah. That's what I ate.
I know.
It was in the fridge yesterday for lunch. I'm like, oh, I'll just make a salad out of that. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, there's that lettuce outbreak. Maybe how do you know if you should eat lettuce?
Okay, so if you are going to eat lettuce, the best thing to do is buy the whole head of lettuce, peel off the 2 to 3 outer leaves, and then wash the inner leaves really carefully. You want to go under running water, and it's really the friction. You're trying to like rub the parasite off of the leaves of lettuce. Other items that you might want to consider avoiding, especially if you're young or old or you're immunocompromised: raspberries, raw snow peas, green onions, cilantro, basil. Those are all things that have been linked to this kind of outbreak in years past. Maybe sticking to frozen or canned fruits and vegetables, things that you can peel. The FDA and CDC say always wash your hands before and after you deal with raw food, and also before you eat. That's like the #1 thing you can do to protect yourself. A lot of people are asking me on Instagram, what about if I buy organic? What if I buy from the farmer's market? Unfortunately, right now, that's not necessarily less risky because we don't know where this is coming from.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's the second time you said we don't know exactly where it's coming from. So there's a good chance this gets a lot worse before it gets better.
And there are potentially multiple outbreaks that are happening across the 34 states. So it could be different things in different states that are causing this outbreak. We do normally see a rise in the summertime. The folks in Michigan interviewed more than 1,000 people who tested positive, and that's why they're pointing to the bagged salad mixes there.
What's the treatment?
The treatment is generally, thankfully, there have been no deaths reported, so there is good news there. And if you're a healthy individual, typically, you're going to recover on your own. There is an antibiotic that can be used. You can ask your doctor. Symptoms set in somewhere from 2 days to 2 weeks after you've been exposed. And if you aren't treated, the CDC says it can last a while, and it can come back, too. And the symptoms are not fun.
They're not the good symptoms.
No, they're not.
fun.
The main one rhymes with Maria. So there you go.
The kids are thrilled. It's going to be the summer of no salad. I can't eat that, Dad. I can't eat that. I watch the news.
There you go.
All right, Vic.
Keep an eye on that, Vic. Thanks.
Good info. Let's get another check of Al's forecast.
All right, well, guys, we're also looking out at the tropics right now, and we haven't seen much in the way of tropical development. What's happened? We've got this dust storm, this dust layer coming off the African coast, this Saharan air layer. It's hot, dry, dusty air from northern Africa. This is the main tropical development zone. Well, what happens? That dry air discourages development. The hot air actually stabilizes the moisture, and then these strong winds tear those storms apart. That said, we got a little bit of a development, 10% chance in this area coming off of Africa, but a little closer to home, we've got this chance over the next several days of this area, low pressure developing early next week from central Florida, parts of the Gulf, along the southeastern Atlantic coast. So we're going to be watching that carefully. The average date of the second named storm, July 17th. The average date of your first hurricane, August 11th. So we're still pretty much on track. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's your latest weather. Hashtag PSSP.
Oh, I got a good one. If you're watching last night, excellent television. The ESPYs were on. They were here in New York celebrating the year's best moments in sports. It's a fan-voted event. And it was hosted by the very funny SNL star Marcela Hernandez, who kicked things off by honoring those unsung heroes of sports.
To all the coaches that inspired us, to the moms and the dads that woke up early to drive us to practice and to games, to all the Little League umpires that don't get paid enough to fist fight drunk parents. You guys make sports possible, and tonight...
Marcel did a great job.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
He's so good.
It was an awesome night. The winners included Olympic gold medalist Alyssa Liu, who took home Best Breakthrough Athlete. WNBA star Asia Wilson took home Best Athlete Women's Sports. But one team absolutely swept the ceremony, of course, our New York Knicks. The team took home 5 ESPYs, with Jalen Brunson snagging Best Athlete Men's Sports, Best Championship Performance, and Best NBA Player. And Knicks showed their signature New York charm when they accepted the award for Best Team, picking on a teammate who wasn't there.
This is great. This is great.
You may see someone is missing up here. I want to say thank you to the ESPYs for pulling Josh Hart's invite. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, ESPYs, so much. We really appreciate that. Thank y'all from all my teammates, and I hope this trophy, especially here in New York, getting this trophy shows the word love. The love of each other and this team is what got us through the humps in December when we weren't playing our best basketball. The love of the fans is what got us back down 29 at home.
Congratulations to all the winners. A great moment to me when I was watching was Jim Abbott, the baseball player, who threw a no-hitter for our New York Yankees. Gave a great speech. He won the Jimmy V Perseverance Award. Oh, cool. Really moving speech, worth watching. And also Steph Curry gave a great speech, too, about the work he's doing with kids.
We should point out Josh Hart, by the way, was on vacation. That's why he wasn't there.
Okay.
Josh Hart, he does. Look who I spy. JPH.
Hi, guys. We've got more on the World Cup and a special moment for the man who has everyone shouting, goal. That wasn't very good. Right after this. You do it. You do it.
We're back.
All right, you guys, we have seen plenty of footage of Argentina's comeback. But how about the man behind that iconic goal call. Andres Cantor posted this video of his reaction yesterday when Argentina scored their first goal 85 minutes in.
Wow. It never
Okay,
gets old.
you guys, not only is that moment special for Andres, who is from Argentina, but also because of who he got to share it with. Cantor celebrating that massive moment. That's his son, Nico. The two embracing in an emotional hug. Andre writing in the caption, 2 finals in a row with my boy by my side.
Is he passing that gold torch to Nico? Is that what
Yes, maybe. But he said, what can I ask from...
He's on tomorrow.
More can I ask from life?
That's
He
pretty
is.
cool. We're going to ask him tomorrow, yeah.
Don't you love that? And then this is a Pete Breen special. Parenting goals.
All right, guys.
He's on fire today.
It's
He
another
is really
morning.
on fire.
Star Power in Studio 1A. It's too bad we couldn't get any guests from the movie The Odyssey recently. Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland will be here live. We're looking forward to chatting with them about that epic film we're all dying to see. But first, your local news.
There you go.
It's 8 o'clock on today. Coming up, summer haze, wildfire smoke from Canada blanketing much of this country this morning. Nearly 120 million under air quality alerts.
If you are feeling any effects from this, I would advise you to stay indoors.
While intense downpours in Texas flood roads and force evacuations. Al's got your full forecast. Then, new details. The family of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old who died after July 4th boat trip with friends, meeting with the local district attorney for the first time.
We did not get all the answers we want.
Just ahead, the new audio from a call made on the day he was missing as investigators still try to piece together a timeline. And major warning, as the use of GLP-1s rise in popularity, the number of reported overdoses are now skyrocketing.
It was easy. It was like everything else is. You can buy it online, with no questions asked. So that's why I did it.
The important information you need to know, and one woman's cautionary tale. All that, plus Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland's odyssey to Studio 1A.
Ithaca's king is coming back. My dad is coming home.
What's the word?
It's official. We are making Wordle Game Show with our host, Savannah Guthrie.
Another exclusive announcement coming up, and he is Rocky.
I play Rocky. I have no idea what that means.
Your first look at the actor playing Sly today, Thursday, July 16th, 2026.
Sister's birthday trip from Dunwoody, Georgia. Hi to my husband, Mike. Hi to my husband, Bill. Good morning, Pittsburgh. It's Tina and Jackie's birthday.
Visiting from Cumming, Georgia.
High Road, Alabama. Richmond, Virginia.
And Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And no, it's hard to say, but a mother and son's big adventure to New York City. First time on the day,
We love the first timers. We love the Plaza first timers. Can't wait to get outside, say hello to all those folks. Got a sister's trip there, SG. Saw some girls' trips out there. JBJ. Saw another JBJ program.
I know everyone's going to the Bon Jovi concert.
Yeah, why not? If you're here in the city, go see JBJ and then come back the next morning and see us.
Yeah.
Welcome back to today. Thank you so much for starting your Thursday morning with us. It's a busy one, too.
It is a busy one. We want to mention coming up tomorrow on Today, we are going to help you out with a staple of summer, grilling. Vicki Wynn is going to be comparing the options, gas, flat tops, smokers, to help you choose the best option for your next cookout. I'm looking at Al, and it's like, is it because Vicki's eating your lunch there? You're the grill master.
I just think everything's a little different. It depends on what you want, how you want to cook.
Okay.
And nobody should yuck anybody's yum when it comes
That
to charcoal
is
or
true.
gas or anything.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, the things that get him riled up.
It's just funny because I just could feel his eyes boring into me as I read that story.
Yeah. All
You're
right.
the grill master.
You'll be tuning in tomorrow. Right now, though, let's get to your news today. We're going to begin with this extreme summer weather. We're talking about thick smoke from the wildfires in Canada turning the skies orange from the Midwest to the East Coast. It was quite the sight yesterday, but it's also causing some major air quality concerns for millions of Americans. Meanwhile, communities across Texas are still battling those devastating floods there after days of intense rain. This morning, new flood watches are in effect for millions. Al's keeping a close eye on all of it. Back now with the very latest. Good morning to you again.
Yeah, good morning, guys, and good morning to you. And we've got a dangerous situation going on right now in Texas. We have flash flood watches, warnings, but we've got a flood emergency in Kerrville, and with the Guadalupe River right now has a wall of water going down it. There are helicopter rooftop rescues happening, so this is an ongoing catastrophic situation right now. And in fact, you can see we've got a moderate to high risk in that zone, so we are going to be watching this very, very closely for today with rainfall amounts on top of what's already fallen. They've gotten over 2 feet of rain in this region, categorizing this as a 1 in 1,000 year storm. So it's really a dangerous situation. Also, the air quality from Minnesota to the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, 117 million people because of that wildfire smoke coming out of Canada, over 300,000 acres burning, still a lot of fuel left. So we are watching this unhealthy air causing problems. That unhealthy air is putting a little bit of a cap because of that smoke on the heat buildup. So while we have temperatures still in the 90s and some heat indexes in triple digits today, from Rapid City all the way to Washington and Raleigh, temperatures not as hot as they could be. They'll continue warm, but again, temperatures will start to temper and moderate as we move on into this weekend, early next week. We're still in the upper 80s to low 90s, but the heat and humidity starting to wane a little bit.
Good.
Guys.
So some good news coming. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, Al. Well, this morning, new details in the investigation of the death of Nolan Wells, an 18-year-old young man. His body was found near a Mississippi barrier island after a July 4th boat trip with friends. Well, now his family has met with prosecutors in the case. NBC's Aaron Gilchrist is in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, with more on this case. Aaron, good morning.
Hey, Savannah, good morning. We know that Nolan Wells' parents met with the district attorney here for about an hour yesterday, saying that they now have an open line of communication with law enforcement. Their lawyers are planning to share Nolan's cell phone with investigators now to try to piece together the hours before and after Nolan vanished. 10 days after 18-year-old Nolan Wells was found dead on the shores of Mississippi's Horn Island, his family and their lawyers having their first face-to-face meeting with the local district attorney.
We did not get all the answers we want.
Nolan went on a 4th of July boat trip with friends. After some of them returned without him, his mom contacted police.
Police report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing last seen at 3 on Horn Island.
And now NBC News has obtained new audio, part of a records request of a call made to a private towing company by some of Nolan's friends.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
A mom of one of those friends wrote last week that the group left without Nolan when their boat began malfunctioning and that Nolan decided to stay on the island.
Is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
As Nolan's family waits for answers, they've learned the case will be presented to a grand jury once the investigation is complete. The DA telling NBC News that's standard procedure for cases dealing with unknown causes of death and not an indication that a crime was committed.
We also agreed that we will have a mutual inspection of the cell phone with our experts and their experts.
Nolan's parents have said they believe content may have been deleted from his cell phone and are still demanding a thorough and fair investigation.
We know in America, in the South, certain people are investigated differently.
The Jackson County Sheriff telling me his investigators have interviewed several witnesses and are still piecing together details. Do you feel like you're getting useful information that's been helpful to figuring out what happened?
Yes, sir. We're getting very useful information, and we appreciate the public coming forward.
Nolan's mother says planning for his funeral doesn't feel real.
He would not want us to be sitting around crying. So what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him.
Now, Nolan's mom says that funeral will happen on Monday morning at a church just up the road here. This is why the family continues to wait for 2 sets of autopsy results to come back. Savannah?
Aaron Gilchrist, thank you very much.
Now to the dramatic flyover making waves on the Florida Panhandle. Check this out here. Cell phone video capturing the famous Blue Angels flying over Pensacola Beach at a low altitude, sending chairs, umbrellas, tents, all skidding across the sand. Beachgoers describing that moment as both alarming and thrilling. The Blue Angels announcing last night.
Oh my gosh.
They are conducting a safety review of that incident. At this point, it's not known if any disciplinary action is going to be taken following the review.
Oh, that's not allowed? If I didn't know my brother was retired as a fighter pilot, like I feel like that would be something he would have done. Like it's like giving me a noogie, you know, when we were little kids. Anyway, biggest shark ever recorded in the Atlantic Ocean may be on its way back to a summer hotspot. Take a look at Contender. The great white shark is about 14 feet long, weighs nearly 1,700 pounds. It was last spotted in April off the coast of North Carolina, but last week its tracking device set off kind of a partial ping. So researchers believe the shark is likely headed to Cape Cod. So I guess if you're headed to Massachusetts this weekend to the coast, don't say we didn't warn you. Of course, Cape Cod, well-known hotspot for great whites in the summer months. I did a deep dive, pun intended, on this. There's a whole, they track these. It's actually for conservation purposes. And you can download the app and you can track all the sharks around and turtles. It's really neat.
Oh, wow.
And I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, folks.
Wow.
But Google it.
Okay. You're spending your free time tracking sharks.
I mean, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I was just looking what the sharks were up to.
All right. We all have hobbies.
We all cope in different ways.
That's true. That's true. Mr. Daly, what are you working on, buddy?
All right, just first, Cape Cod's out, Nantucket's in. All right, we got that figured out. Yeah. I think they can track that because then you know where not to go. We've got a big one here. I saw this yesterday. There's a look. They're making a new Rocky movie. It's about the making of the movie Rocky, and the young actor who's playing Sly Stallone. It's unbelievable. It looks great. We're going to tell you what we know about it.
Do you want me to read slowly so we can...
osearch.org. OCARCH.org.
Osearch.org.
Yeah. Okay, first, though, guys, an important story. The number of Americans taking those GLP-1 weight loss drugs obviously continues to skyrocket. But guess what? Overdoses now on the rise as well. NBC's Ann Thompson here with that story. And one woman's cautionary tale right after this.
And welcome back. This morning on Your Health, a warning about those GLP-1 weight loss treatments.
Yeah, as their popularity grows, there's also been a huge rise, unfortunately, in overdoses.
Yeah, NBC News worked in partnership with KFF Health News on this story, and NBC's Ann Thompson brings it to us with more details. Ann, good morning. This was surprising.
Yeah, it is surprising, but it's a story we're hearing more and more often. And in fact, this morning you were going to meet a North Carolina woman who turned to these weight loss drugs because she wanted to drop 20 pounds for a cruise. And she ended up on a trip that she says endangered her life.
As many as 2 million Americans get GLP-1s through telehealth companies, attracted by quick access to cheaper, compounded weight loss drugs. Leslie Gammon is one of them.
It was easy. It was like everything else is. You can buy it online, you know, with no questions asked. So that's why I did it.
The initial company she used put her through her paces.
I had phone call conversations with them. I had Zoom calls, and they had me stand up on the Zoom, turn around and pose, all this good stuff, just to see my measurements and my weight.
Then she went to a second company, Amble.
I went to the website. I signed up, and they said that a doctor would be contacting me via email or through their portal. And I said, okay. And so I went through it.
Leslie says there was no Zoom call, no phone call, no picture. When the first dose didn't seem to work, Amble sent her a stronger dose. And that, Leslie says, is when the trouble started.
You get the vial with the stronger concentration. And what's the first thing you notice?
That it was a lot.
The label said take 46 units.
I contacted the doctor and I said, you know, this seems to be a little bit more than what I'm supposed to be taking. And then the response I got back, I think a day later, was just follow the doctor's directions.
What made you decide to do this?
Follow the doctor's orders.
Those are powerful words.
Yes, they are.
And mostly she did. Leslie says she took 2/3 of the prescribed dose with devastating consequences.
So you spent 3 days in the hospital?
Yes.
How long did it take before you could eat again?
Probably close to a month.
She says she couldn't keep anything down. Leslie would later learn from a hospital nurse that she had been prescribed nearly 5 times what she should have been. It's a story you hear more and more on social media, not just about Amble, and and in poison control centers across the country. The National Poison Data System reports calls about injectable GLP-1 overdoses and side effects have skyrocketed, increasing more than 1,000% in 5 years, 15,102 in 2025 alone. Dr. Fatima Syed is a weight management specialist at Duke University Health System.
If a patient comes to you and telehealth is their only option for whatever reason, what are the precautions you urge them to follow?
I would say that making sure you're working with a place that's reputable, that there is a clear line of communication, that the process is not just clicking on something and you're never talking to someone.
Is a click enough oversight?
Here's what I would say is obesity, weight is a complex problem, and is a click enough oversight for your management of your high blood pressure or diabetes? And the answer is no.
Leslie Gammon says her lessons are hard-earned.
That fads are not always a good thing to follow. To educate yourself more so. I'm not dumb. I mean, I have a college degree. I should have known.
The retired special ed teacher and mom is left with a $9,000 hospital bill, and she says she has no offer of help from Amble, the telehealth company that issued the prescription.
Has Amble reached out to you at all?
No.
Citing patient privacy, Amble declined to comment on Leslie's case, but said patient safety and well-being are our highest priorities. Today, Leslie is back in the kitchen and losing weight, down 7 pounds the old-fashioned way, eating right and exercising more.
I want to probably lose another 15 pounds, and I would be healthy, I think, with my numbers, health-wise.
Wow. I mean, there's got to be some ways to sort of prevent this from happening.
The first thing you need to do is, if you're going to take these drugs, you need to educate yourself on the drugs and what the proper dosing are. There are so many different doses because you titrate up. You take more and more and more as you want to lose weight. If there are any discrepancies on the label, check with your doctor. And if you still have doubts, keep asking questions. And if you're using telehealth, if the doctor at the telehealth gives you one answer, it's worth checking with your own doctor to see if this is right. I mean, this is your health. It's nothing to fool with. And these drugs can have really bad consequences if you take too much.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you very much, Ann.
Cautionary tale there.
The morning pop start.
All right, guys, let's jump right into it. I talked about this trailer I saw yesterday. It looks so good for Rocky, a new movie all in the works about the making of the 1976 film. It tells the true story of Sylvester Stallone's journey to stardom, from writing that classic script, which a lot of people don't know he actually wrote, to convincing the filmmakers that he was the right guy to also play that title role. Now, this film is called I Play Rocky, and take a look at the trailer.
You wrote this in 3.5 days. This is freaking good. Touch someone like Chuck Bronson, or we could do Eastwood.
Guys, I play Rocky.
I have no idea what that means.
This movie is about having a belief in yourself. It's about going the distance. I put my heart and soul on the page. If I'm not willing to live up to what I wrote, then what's the point?
Guys, I took all my buddies to see Rocky in like my 5th grade birthday party or whatever. This guy nails it. The movie looks really good. Anthony Ippolito is the actor who plays Sylvester Stallone. I got high hopes for this one.
Sounds just like
it. The music, too.
Yeah. And the iconic scenes with like running on the beach with Apollo Creed. They really recreate all those things perfectly. Chef's kiss. I Play Rocky hits theaters in November. Let's keep it moving. Spotify's up next. Parents, listen up. How many of us have opened our Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year to find it overrun with songs like this? Maybe that list isn't exactly what we're listening to, but instead it's our kids' favorite songs. Well, those days are coming to a close. Spotify announcing yesterday that young listeners on their parents' accounts can now get their own Wrapped. The family's just going to have to create a managed account for their profile, which will result in 2 different year-end roundups.
Set it up today.
In December.
Setting it up today.
Mine was like Olivia Dean, Drake.
Yeah.
The only problem problem is those of us who are using our kids as an excuse.
Your kids give you cover.
Yeah.
And finally, Savannah, we're going to end here with Wordle in honor of the 5th anniversary of the New York Times Games. We're partnering up with them on some very special puzzles.
Oh, I love
you
this.
can now play today-themed Wordles for a chance to win VIP passes to select city concerts. The first puzzle is now available on their website, and additional puzzles will be released throughout the summer. You can go to today.com for all those details. But while we're on the topic, a few months back, we announced that Wordle, the game show, is coming to NBC. Savannah, of course, is going to host. Our buddy Jimmy Fallon producing. And you've got some news about Wordle.
Yes, we're about to do it, guys. I'm headed over to shoot Wordle over the next few weeks. We're going to shoot the whole season, and we're super excited. Cannot wait for everyone to see it. It'll probably air, I think, in the new year.
Oh, I can't wait.
I just remember when Wordle hit the Today Show.
Yes.
And we became obsessed. We were texting each other, and so now to bring it full circle and have you doing this is pretty
makes perfect sense.
It's fun.
Perfect toast.
Oh, we're
Perfect
excited.
toast. We're going to lose you for
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you, Bucks. We will.
All right, welcome back, folks. The wait is almost over. Christopher Nolan's epic new film, The Odyssey, it hits theaters tomorrow, and before it does, we are catching up with more of its stars. Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland play a mother and son, the Queen and Prince of Ithaca, holding out hope for the return of Odysseus.
I could take this from you.
They're not giving up power to you or Odysseus. Do you think life goes back to the way it was?
That world is gone.
Oh, and Tom, welcome back.
Thank you.
It feels like we've been talking about it for a while now. You can't get a ticket to an IMAX theater until like late August to see the thing. You've been all around the world promoting it, and here we are just a few hours away from it about to be unveiled to the world. What are the emotions? How are we feeling right now?
Oh my gosh, I don't know that I've caught up with my emotions yet. How are you feeling?
I am just kind of in this state of delirium, I think. You know, I honestly am so excited. I cannot believe that it is finally here. I remember getting the call to be a part of this experience like it was yesterday. Yeah. And the fact that this whole period of time has happened, that we had the experience, the movie is made, the reviews are out, and the movie comes out tomorrow. I really, I don't even know how to explain how I feel right now.
That's kind of where I'm at with it too. And then at the same time, I'm just so happy for everybody else. Like, it's easier to process your happiness for other people. Like, obviously, Chris, this is such a huge achievement. Emma Thomas, our producer, because everything that's on screen, she was like the brain and the organizing power behind getting it there. And then Matt, I think we're all just like going out of our minds for how happy we are for Matt.
Well, it's perhaps you've already heard and read the reviews so far. They've been pretty fantastic. You've worked with Christopher Nolan 3 times, so you sort of knew what to expect.
You would think.
No?
Well, I mean, a little bit. I knew certain, you know, kind of what was expected. Okay. And I knew kind of the rhythm of the set.
How would you describe that, the rhythm of the set? What does that mean?
It's really pro.
Okay.
You know, like during our sequence, which was the interior of the Ithacan Palace, for a month, you had hundreds of people standing on their marks, ready to go 7 a.m. every single day. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody was focused. And usually by 7:05, we were filming.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's consistent, he's regimented. But getting back to the expertise of it all, nobody was an expert on this one because it was the first time a film had ever been shot entirely on IMAX, which meant that there were no veterans on set. Yeah. Everybody was starting at square one, which meant that we really had to be there for each other in a way that went even deeper than a usual film.
This was your first time working with it. Did you get some tips? Did you call anyone? Did you say, hey, what can I expect from this Nolan guy?
Well, you know, I spoke with Robert at length before I started the movie.
Pattinson?
No, with Downey.
Oh, with Downey, okay.
And
Cute question, though.
Yeah. But you know what? I was really lucky. I was lucky that I had Annie, and we had some of our first days together. I was lucky that I had Matt. And Chris is an actor's director, you know. He's so helpful. He's so kind. And one of the things that I love, and Matt has said this while we've been on tour, that every movie that he has made has led to this moment. And the same for Chris. So for me as a young actor to get to see these titans of our business use every tool that they have in the workshop to build this movie, it was just a treasure trove of lessons, and I really feel like I left this experience a better actor.
And you were able to share this experience with your partner, with Zendaya. Yeah. What was that like, going to work together every day?
It was wild. I mean, to get to share this experience, just to be a part of this movie alone is a life-changing moment, but to do it with Z and to get to experience these days together, and I was there on her first day, and I was there on her last day, and it was just such a pleasure, and I will forever be grateful to Chris and Emma for giving us the opportunity.
She was here a few days ago, and she talked about how important it was to have you there. That first day, I think, was the filming of the sacking of Troy.
Yeah.
I want to read something that someone on social media wrote about you that caught my attention. No,
I assume it's good.
No, it's great. One social media noted
it's going to be good.
Anne Hathaway having 5 movies premiering this year and then announcing that she's pregnant is the level of productivity that men cannot achieve.
I mean, they are at a disadvantage.
Absolutely.
It's just a literal truth. But yeah, it went that way.
I mean, that's amazing.
It's wild.
You've made everyone else in Hollywood look and feel lazy. A new child coming and 5 films coming. By the way, there they are. Yeah, I'm not lying. There are the 5 films that are coming out this year.
It's just wild. It's kind of crazy because, look, I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time, and I hope to do it for a long time to come.
Yeah.
And so you just never know. There's peaks, there's valleys, there's everything in between. And so it's just crazy to have a time like this where you pull these cards and you're like, and the thing that's so exciting is they're films that audiences want to see.
Yes.
Which is just one of my favorite things in the world is going to the movies. And so to be a part of something, a part of a year where so many people are just excited to go out, experience cinema. And then, to have this personal thing going on at the same time, it's amazing.
We wanted to celebrate you. We wanted to celebrate your bun there in the oven. We got your baby gift. And this is not something that you can find in stores.
That is cute.
We should show folks what this is.
This is so cute.
This is when the child comes out, we want the child ready for battle. So we created.
That is so
Wait,
cute.
is that a diaper?
It is a Trojan outfit. Custom designed.
I'm dying.
For the baby.
That is amazing.
Tape.
So yes.
Who was talented enough to make all of this? Did you do it?
Of course. How did you know?
Right? That's so
How did you know? With my own 2 hands. No, Alex and Lyle from Wardrobe would kill me if I took credit.
That is so cute.
So Tom, when you have your child, bring.
I know where to come. I'll come right back here and.
This is appropriately epic.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
This is amazing.
Congratulations on the film that you've created and the life that you are creating as well. We're going to talk Spider-Man next time you come back, okay?
Fantastic, thank you.
Because this guy's got 2 films out at the same time.
Yeah, by the way, it's so nice for people to say that. I'm just like, but Z is like...
Everybody's working.
Everybody's working.
Good times. It's good times. People are working.
Your final reminder, The Odyssey, from our sister company, Universal Pictures. It opens in theaters nationwide tomorrow.
And we're back at 8:45 with one of our absolute favorites. Jay Shetty, the former monk turned storyteller, makes wisdom go viral with more than 67 million dedicated followers. He's also a New York Times bestselling author and award-winning host of On Purpose podcast. And there's big news on that front coming up in a few minutes. Jay, great to see you, my man.
It's so
I love
good to
our
be back.
colors. We're in the mental health warrior color code of whatever this is. How you doing, man?
I'm doing so well. I'm so grateful to be back.
It's great to have you here because you were here back in 2019 when you launched. And since then, you've gone on to do over 850 podcasts, billions of streams and views. And I just personally wanted to say thank you for all the light and conversation that you've brought to the forefront for people all over the world who, like me, one of the 30 million Americans who suffered in silence with a mental health illness. And you have broken that stigma and normalized that conversation on a level that we needed so bad. Wow. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, I'm so humbled by that, Carson. To hear that from you means the world to me. And I'm so grateful for platforms like you that 7 years ago helped me launch my show and make mental health mainstream. And it's unbelievable to see the amount of people that reach out. I know you just had Tom on the show. When Tom Holland came on the show, the amount of messages we still get with people saying that episode helped me become sober, that helped me through my journey. It's incredible to watch.
Podcast, when it started, it was such an audio experience. If I'm not mistaken, your very first episode, Valentine's Day 2019, you actually shot video.
Absolutely, we started with
And so
video.
now video has become sort of the norm. What do you think is the important part about the video aspect of podcasting?
I feel like we're in a space where podcasts have become the new talk shows. They've become the new late night. They've become that long form sit down where you really get to know someone. And I think we want to see the creases on people's face. We want to see them smile. We want to see them laugh. And often on my podcast, you want to see them cry and really open up and have a safe space. And so I think we just want to be in an immersive experience where we're seeing all of our emotions.
You've helped so many people on the podcast. You've had great people on it. You had Kobe Bryant and Michelle Obama and Oprah. And I just wondered, have you ever had anybody on your show that really has helped you or taught you a lesson?
Well, I have to give a shout out to Carl Anthony Towns' cat, because his episode actually comes out on Monday on Spotify and Netflix video. And he said something really, really powerful to me that has stayed with me when we recorded straight after he won the championship with the Knicks. And I was at Game 4, which was unbelievable. But he said to me, I'm recognized more for what I do than who I am, when who I am is more important than what I do. Wow. And I think we can both relate. I think everyone watching can relate. Who you are is so much more important than what you do. Don't forget that.
This is so much more than a podcast. It's a universe now for you. You're a media mogul, if you will. What is you're already in business with Netflix.
Yes.
You do unscripted and scripted series. You have a $100 million deal over several years, whatever the deal is. But what do we need to know about your relationship with Netflix now?
Well, the main thing is we're so excited that the podcast you can now watch on video at Netflix and Spotify. And then I'm working and cooking up some new projects with Netflix, both scripted and unscripted. So excited to help mental health and the conversations around anxiety be more accessible for everyone else on the planet.
I always thought when I talk to people about mental health, when they say, well, I've got this problem at work, relationships, they all seem like things on the surface. What do you find is, by and large, the underneath question that people really want answered?
That's such a good question. I think we're all waiting to feel confident to start. We're waiting to feel ready to start. And the truth is, you don't need to be confident first. You don't need to be ready first. You just need to start and take action. I think we're waiting for permission. And so what I always say to people, that you don't start with confidence. You start with experience. You do something. That experience leads to competence, you build a skill, and that leads to evidence. You have proof that you can do difficult things. And I promise you, everyone listening and watching, you've already done hard things. Go and look at the evidence, and that will give you the confidence you need.
Great to see you, Jay.
Thank you, Carson.
Sorry about your English yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
Did you and
gosh,
Tom commiserate over that as well?
Painful,
Check
yeah.
out the video episode on Purpose on Spotify and Savannah and Netflix, of course. Let's head over to Savannah. SG?
I was just hanging out with Adam Lambert. You had a show last night?
Yes, I did.
And you're up here this morning to sing
good
for
morning.
us?
Yes, just for you.
You're going to hit those, Oh, yeah. Oh, he's ready. He said he's warmed up. From American Idol to touring with Queen and a brand new album, Adam Lambert is here, and he's going to treat us to a special performance. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.